Welcome to Have You Read It? The channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Whether you're here for self-help, personal growth, or business inspiration, there's something for everyone. Today, we're diving into How Big Things Get Done, the surprising factors that determine the fate of every project, by Flyvbjerg and Gardner. This book isn't just for project managers, it's for anyone who's ever had a dream, a vision, and wanted to make it a reality. From renovating your kitchen to building the next big thing. Our journey begins with a tale of two contrasting projects, California High-Speed Rail and the Nepal school system. The California project, initially envisioned as a visionary high-speed rail connecting Los Angeles and San Francisco, has become a cautionary tale of delays, ballooning costs, and unmet promises. In stark contrast, a project to build 20,000 schools in Nepal, despite its scale and the challenges of working in remote Himalayan regions, finished on budget and ahead of schedule. This raises the central question: why do some ambitious projects succeed while others fail? Flyvbjerg, an expert in megaprojects, argues that the key lies in the iron law of megaprojects. Over budget, over time, under benefits, over and over again. His research, based on a database of over 16,000 projects, reveals a dismal success rate, with only a tiny fraction delivering as promised. He emphasizes that big is relative, and the principles of project success apply to projects of all sizes, from skyscrapers to kitchen renovations. The book highlights two primary drivers of project success or failure: psychology and power. Human psychology, with its inherent optimism bias and overconfidence, often leads to unrealistic expectations and poor planning. Power dynamics, with individuals and organizations competing for resources and influence, can further complicate matters, as seen in cases of strategic misrepresentation, where information is deliberately distorted to secure project approval. The authors introduce two contrasting patterns: think fast, act slow, and think slow, act fast. Failed projects often follow the first pattern, rushing into action with inadequate planning, only to encounter unforeseen problems and delays. Successful projects, like the Nepal schools and the Hoover Dam, exemplify the second pattern, emphasizing thorough planning and preparation to enable swift and efficient execution. A fascinating case study is the Empire State Building. Built during the Great Depression, it was completed ahead of schedule and under budget, a testament to meticulous planning, the use of proven technologies, and a highly experienced construction team. The book contrasts this with the troubled history of the Sydney Opera House, a masterpiece of architecture, but a project plagued by cost overruns, delays, and conflicts, largely due to inadequate planning and a rushed start. So, how do we avoid these pitfalls? The authors argue against the common commitment fallacy, the tendency to rush into decisions and lock into plans prematurely. They advocate for a more thoughtful approach, emphasizing the importance of questioning assumptions and exploring alternatives. This starts with asking, why? Projects are not goals in themselves, but means to an end. The book uses Frank Gehry's approach to illustrate this. When approached to renovate an existing building for the Guggenheim Museum Bilbao, Gehry questioned the project's goal: to revitalize the city's economy, and proposed a bolder solution, a dramatic new museum on a different site. This thinking from right to left, starting with the desired outcome and working backward to determine the necessary steps, is crucial for project success. The book also introduces the concept of Pixar planning, inspired by the famed animation studio's iterative process. Pixar directors spend years developing their movies, creating storyboards, and testing them with audiences before starting the expensive animation process. This allows them to refine their stories, identify and address potential problems early on, and ensure a smoother production phase. This approach is not limited to creative projects. It's applicable to any project where thorough planning and testing can reduce the risk of costly mistakes during execution. Frank Gehry's use of physical and digital models exemplifies this iterative approach. Another crucial factor is experience. The book emphasizes the value of both frozen experience, embodied in proven technologies and methods, and unfrozen experience, the tacit knowledge and judgment gained through years of practice. The authors warn against the tendency to marginalize experience in favor of political considerations, the allure of being first, or the pursuit of superlatives like biggest or tallest. The Empire State Building's reliance on existing technologies and an experienced construction team contrasts sharply with the Sydney Opera House's use of unproven designs and an inexperienced team. The Olympic Games, with their rotating host cities and emphasis on unique venues, often suffer from eternal beginner syndrome, leading to predictable cost overruns and delays. Forecasting is another critical aspect of project planning, and the book introduces reference class forecasting, RCF, as a more accurate and reliable method. RCF involves comparing your project to a class of similar past projects and using the average outcome of that class as your anchor, adjusting as necessary based on specific project characteristics. This approach mitigates the common biases that lead to unrealistic cost and schedule estimates. The book acknowledges the challenges of gathering the necessary data for RCF, but offers practical suggestions for finding or creating reference classes. Even with accurate forecasts, projects are vulnerable to unpredictable events, black swans. The book emphasizes the importance of black swan management, identifying and mitigating potential risks. This involves shifting from forecasting a single outcome to forecasting risk, considering the full range of possible outcomes, and implementing measures to reduce the probability of extreme events. The book provides examples of how black swan management can be applied to various project types, including high-speed rail and live events. Team building is also crucial. The book highlights the importance of creating a shared identity and purpose, aligning incentives, fostering open communication, and empowering team members. The successful delivery of Heathrow Airport's Terminal 5, despite its immense scale and complexity, is attributed to the strong team culture fostered by BAA. Finally, the book explores the power of modularity. Modular projects, built from smaller, repeatable components, are faster, cheaper, and less risky than one huge thing projects. This is evident in the success of solar and wind power projects, which are inherently modular and have consistently outperformed other energy sources in terms of cost and schedule. The book encourages project leaders to identify their Lego, the basic building block of their project, and leverage the advantages of modularity. The climate crisis adds urgency to the need for efficient and effective project delivery. The transition to a net zero world requires massive investments in renewable energy and other green technologies, and modularity is essential for achieving the necessary scale and speed. The book draws inspiration from Denmark's wind power revolution, where a modular approach enabled rapid learning and cost reductions, transforming the country's energy landscape in just a decade. The main takeaway from How Big Things Get Done is that successful projects are not accidents. They are the product of thoughtful planning, careful risk management, strong teams, and a modular approach. The book concludes with 11 heuristics for better project leadership, offering practical guidance for anyone seeking to turn their visions into reality. Here are a few key heuristics to remember. Hire a master builder. If possible, find a leader with proven experience and a track record of success in your domain. Get your team right. Assemble a capable and committed team, aligning incentives and fostering a shared identity and purpose. Ask why. Focus on the project's ultimate goal and ensure every action contributes to achieving it. Build with Lego. Leverage the advantages of modularity by breaking down complex projects into smaller, repeatable components. Think slow. Act fast. Invest the necessary time in planning and preparation to enable swift and efficient execution. Take the outside view. Compare your project to a class of similar past projects to create more realistic forecasts and manage risks effectively. Watch your downside. Focus on mitigating potential risks, especially those with the potential for catastrophic consequences. Say no and walk away. Be willing to abandon projects that lack the necessary resources or alignment with your goals. Make friends and keep them friendly. Cultivate strong relationships with stakeholders to build support and manage potential conflicts. Build climate mitigation into your project. Incorporate sustainability considerations into your project planning and execution. Know that your biggest risk is you. Be aware of your own biases and cognitive limitations, and take steps to mitigate their influence on your decisions. Thanks for watching Have You Read It? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.